Hello class, today we will do the second poem of CBSE of grade 12 from Flamingo book, An Elementary School Classroom in a Slum, written by Stephen Spender. Stephen Spender was a British poet as well as essayist. Through this poem, he highlights the pathetic condition of the slum children. He highlights here the miserable condition of the children in the slum. He tells that the children's faces are very dull, pale, and their hair coming on their faces, they are like a rootless weeds. I am going to read this poem. There are 4 stanzas in this poem. I am going to read them and explain to you. I will give you poetic devices and then I will give you the important questions of this poem. Far, far from gusty waves with children faces. Now here the poet is saying the children are far away from the real world, the energetic world. From the energetic world, they are far off, far away. Like rootless weeds, the hair toned round their paler. Their hair is like rootless weeds. Weeds are jungly plants. The plants are useless. The tall girl with weighed down head, the paper singing boy with rat's eyes. There is one tall girl in the classroom and her head is down, weighed down. She is thinking about the pathetic condition, miserable condition of her family, and therefore her head may be down with the situation of the house. And there was a boy, paper singing boy, very thin boy. His eyes were just like rat's eyes, very alert. The stunned, unlucky hair of twisted bones, reciting a father's gnarled disease, his lesson from this desk. At back of the dim class, one unnoted, sweet and young, his eyes live in a dream of squirrel's game in tree room other than this. Now in that classroom there was also a boy who got father's gnarled disease. He got inherited disease of his father. He had twisted bones. And it was repeated from his father. He got that disease. The classroom was very dim and there was also a sweet young boy. His dream, he lived in a dream. His eyes were just like living in a dream, just like a squirrel's game in tree room other than this. He was very much alert. He was wandering here and there. In the second stanza, on sour cream walls, donation Shakespeare's head, cloudless at dawn, civilized dome, residing all cities, bellied, flowery, towerlessy valley, open-handed map, awarding the world its world. And yet for the children, these windows, not this map, their world, where all their futures painted with a fog, a narrow street scaled in with a lit sky, far, far from rivers, caves and stars of worlds. So here in this stanza, he is trying to say, the poet trying to say that the cream wall, the sour wall, is not very bright wall, was decorated with the donation names, Shakespeare's head, Shakespeare's portrait, Shakespeare's picture, and cloudless at dawn. There were domes, there were maps and valleys. Everything was there, painted with. But all these did not have anything to do with the children of the slum area. All these were not bringing any change in their lives. Their future was bleak, their future was uncertain, just like a fog, unclear, unknown. In the third stanza, the poet is trying to say, surely Shakespeare is wicked, the map of a bad example, with ships, sun, love tempting them to steal, with lives for slightly turn in their cramped holes. From fog to endless night, on their slag heap, their children wear skins peep through by bones and spectacles of steel with mended glass, like bottle beds on stones. All of their time, space are foggy slum, so blot their maps with slum as big as dome. The third stanza, the poet is trying to say, even though the children want to go there, but they cannot go. They cannot reach. They wish to move to the rivers. They wish to move to the stars, but yet they cannot move. Shakespeare's head is a wicked. Shakespeare is wicked for them because Shakespeare's life or Shakespeare's picture did not bring any goodness in their life. The maps were bad example for them. The ships, the sun, love tempting them to steal. All these places they wanted to go, but they couldn't go. There in the maps, the slum area, place, village was not located. Their life was like a burdensome to them because they were living in utter poverty. In the fourth stanza, unless visitor, inspector, governor, this map becomes their window and these windows shut upon their lives like catacombs. Break, oh break, open till they break the town and show the children to green fields and make their world run azure on gold sands and let their tongues run naked into the books, the white green leaves open, history theirs whose language is the sun. In this stanza, the poet is trying to create an awareness. He is saying, unless the governor, the inspector, the visitor help them out, to motivate them, help them to come out from the situation, a bridge the gap between the rich and the poor, so they will be not helped. So their lives like a catacombs, just like a graveyard. The poet is saying, break, oh break, open till they break the town. The poet is trying to say, break open the gap between the rich and the poor. How can we break the gap between the rich and the poor? By removing the dirty things that are surrounding them. Dirty things that the slum area has, so that they also come up in life. So let them have a bright future. Let them run to see the wonder of life. Let them also stand on their own feet and enjoy their life. Here some poetic devices I am going to tell you. The paper swimming boy with rat's eyes is an metaphor. Futures painted with a fog. This also is a metaphor. Their faces like rootless weeds is a simile. Like bottle beds of stone. This also is a simile. Simile is a comparison. Slum as big as doom is also a simile. Like catacombs, their lives are like catacombs also is a simile. Now I am going to give you some important questions which may help you in your exams. How is Shakespeare wicked and the map of bad example for the children of the school in a slum? Definitely Shakespeare's portrait was a bad example because it did not create any importance in their life. Their works are meaningless for them because they cannot change their fate. Fate is future. The map is a bad example for them because it does not contain a narrow street of slums. The children are not attracted by the map. Stephen Spender, in this poem, An Elementary School Classroom in a Slum, paints a dismal picture of poverty. Comment. The children of the school in a slum are poor. The scene of elementary classroom is pathetic and miserable. These children have pale and lifeless faces. They are depressed and oppressed with the burdens of life. They keep their head down beside the world is continued to the narrow streets of slum. Hence, the poet portrays poverty in the poem. I hope you understood the poem with my explanation. Thank you.